because my advisor messed me up. I would personally mess them up. What? Deja, that's not your best friend. That's not your for lifer, and that's not your confidant. You trying to get turned up in the dorm. Like, you want to be a physical therapist, but what muscle is moving? What muscle is moving? I'm going to be a physical therapist. Are they gonna look at my college algebra score from my freshman year? No. Stay close with God. God's gonna help you through all of that. Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 1 of my back to school college series. Last year I did a back to school college series, but now, I've been through college. I can give some advice. Super excited to give you guys some advice. Things that I wish I knew going into college. Maybe you guys won't make some of the same mistakes that I did. You guys can learn from this video, hopefully. In all honesty, you're gonna make your own mistakes. I watched so many of these videos before I went to college, and I still made my own mistakes, okay? And I still learned a whole lot. Hopefully, I can help you guys out a little bit, just like how the people who also made these videos that I watched, they helped me out as well. So there's gonna be 3 portions. There's gonna be an academic portion, there's going to be a financial portion, and then there's going to be a social portion. So I wanna go ahead and start off with the academic portion first. First, a little bit of advice that I have to give you academic wise is to go ahead and apply for your classes early. Go ahead and start that process. I'm talking about, like, if you can, May, June, if you can, because once July hits and August hits, it's gonna be so hard. It's gonna be so hard to get in contact with your school because there's so many, like, new people come to your school and people who are reapplying for their classes, and it's gonna be a whole mess, bro. You also get really good teachers. The earlier you apply for your classes and you get your schedule situated, you can get the good teachers. How do you know they're good teachers? Well, one, of course, you can ask people who have been at that college before, but also there's a website called Rate My Professor that I love to use. When I get my new schedule, I'll be looking to see all these people's reviews on the teachers that I'm about to have. I think they rate it like 1 out of 5 stars and level the difficulty, which really helps a lot. So yeah, the earlier you apply, the faster the process will go. The later you apply, it's going to be so much more of a hassle to get your classes together. So applying for your classes early, tip number 1. Tip number 2, this is kind of academic and social. Everybody says this: learn to balance your social life and your academic life, and it's so much more easier said than done. Are you going to college to just have fun? Or are you going to college to learn and have fun, or to just learn? Me, I went to college for both. Well, I'm going to college for both reasons, to learn and to have fun. But my learning comes before my having fun. It's really easy to get caught up in the mix. There's a party that you want to go to and you have a test the next day. It's hard to decide. But honestly, one of the things that helped me was really just thinking about the end goal. Like, okay, listen, one day I want to be a physical therapist, so I can go to so many other parties. Is this party so important for me to go to? Like, honestly, sometimes you just gotta say no to the party and study. You probably not gonna want to do that, but you're gonna have to. Not to say that you can't go to any parties or any kickbacks, any clubs, any whatever you want to do. Go ahead and do that, but you also have to prioritize. You have to pick what's more important. One of the things that I did for a second semester, because it was really hard for me, is I made a vision board. Everything that I want to accomplish, everything that I want in life, I put on that board. As simple as my dream car. It's not cheap, but I want it and I have to work towards it. My future career path, being a physical therapist, I want it. I have to work towards it. You know what I'm saying? Look at it whenever you're feeling discouraged. Organization. It's so easy to become unorganized in college, especially if you're not an organized person already. I think I'm a pretty organized person, but that's just me. So it wasn't that big of a struggle for me to be organized in college, but I knew a lot of people who were very unorganized. They didn't know when the test was coming up. Okay, well, listen, I had a few times where I didn't know we had a test. I didn't know we had a quiz, whatever. It happens to the best of us, but it should never be a consistent thing. Like, every time we have a test, quiz, paper due, homework assignment, you shouldn't be confused. Be organized. It takes practice though, but it becomes easier over time. A lot of people try to memorize. Like, if a teacher say we have an assignment due tomorrow, they just go, okay, I'm gonna remember we have an assignment due tomorrow. No. Write it down. Get a planner. Do something. I don't know. Write it on your hand. I don't know, but I really I do advise getting a planner. A planner really helps. All right, so don't slack. Yeah, don't slack. It's college now, so freshman year matters, especially if you're gonna transfer to another school. So that happened with actually one of my good friends. She came to my school not knowing that one of their programs wasn't the best program, and she had to change. After her freshman year, she had to go to a whole nother school, and she didn't know about that particular program. So it's really hard. I mean, especially not to slack when you have so many distractions. I feel like in high school, you're gonna have a few distractions, but you're almost kind of more like forced to focus, versus in college, it's like you have a lot more freedom and you're more independent in college. Take your schoolwork seriously. Y'all, don't Don't. And people told me this and I still did it anyway. So I'm gonna tell you, and you don't do it. Don't get an 8 a.m. Don't get an 8 a.m. 8 a.m.s in college is not the same thing as 8 a.m. in high school. I promise you, it is not the same thing. I promise you, it just has a totally different feel to it. It is not the same thing. I had that 8 a.m. and I convinced myself that I was gonna go to every single class. Listen, just don't do it. That leads me to my next one. Try not to skip class. I mean, it's gonna happen, honestly. I'm not even gonna sit here act like I've never skipped a class before in college. I have 2 to 5, maybe 10. You listen. It's gonna happen, but slowly but surely it's gonna become a routine. Once it's a routine, it's gonna be hard to break. That's why I don't advise you to consistently skip your classes. It's gonna be very hard to get back into the routine of going to your classes. Once your grades drop, you're gonna wanna go to class. Don't be afraid to explore. And what I mean by that is explore other options. I know that a lot of people feel like, okay, I'm in college, I have to, stick to this one thing and go through it. No. You're only a freshman. If you don't know if you really want to be this, go explore your other options. If you want to change your major, that's fine. At least what people have told me, try to have your major figured out by at least mid-sophomore year. But you're a freshman. Go ahead and explore your different options, your different majors. College is the time for you to explore your future, explore what you want to be. Another thing, this is such a typical phrase, I feel. Everybody says it. C's get degrees. Listen, although this is true, C's do get degrees. That doesn't mean do the bare minimum. Try your hardest. There are some classes that are a lot harder than others and you just might end up with a C. However, if you have the ability to get that B or get that A, strive to get that B and get that A. Don't just like me, all right, C's get degrees as long as I get a C in the class. Don't do that. But for the people that were like me, let me speak to you guys, the people that stress yourself out over grades. My freshman year has just taught me don't do that. There were literally times where I would just come in my dorm crying and my friends were like, what's wrong? Just never mind, we know what's wrong. It was bad. I don't know why I became that way. I always wanted to get all A's. I always wanted to have this certain GPA. But it's like, when you think about it, and I'm going to be a physical therapist. Are they gonna look at my college algebra score from my freshman year? No. Like I said, I'm not telling you to slack, but don't stress yourself out over something simple like that. Like my first semester, 3.9 GPA, Dean's List. Second semester, listen, it was just a lot harder. A's and B's, but it was very different for me. So I feel like at first I was like, dang, I wanted all A's, you know what I mean? But I came to the realization it's okay if you don't have all A's. Like, it's literally fine. My last academic advice is don't 100% trust those advisors, y'all. If your school has a bulletin, please look at the bulletin, or if you're in a specific program, look at the bulletin for that specific program. Because sometimes these advisors will lead you astray and then you might not graduate on time. Like, I've heard of that a couple times, and I would hate that to be me. I'd hate to not graduate on time, have to do 2 extra years or an extra year because my advisor messed me up. I would personally mess them up. Please check that bulletin. Make sure that your advisors are actually advising you correctly. Moving on to the finance section. All right, so the first thing that I have to say about money, stack it before you go. I'm talking about work the summer before. Stack, or if you have some graduation money, save. You don't even understand how much money just disappeared in college. Like, it just disappeared. It vanished. It's there one day and then it's just like gone the next. And plus, on top of that, if you have your car, like, that's gas money. If somebody give you $100 and it take you $65 to fill up your tank, you only got about $35. Like, that's only $35 for you. Stack up. And plus, on top of that, like, you're in college, you're gonna want to pay, you're gonna want to go on different outings with your friends, apply for mad scholarships. College is expensive. Do you really know how expensive college is? Like, do you really know how much expensive college is? Please look into and apply to as many scholarships as you can. Please, if you're a senior in high school, start applying in like November. And everybody really gives out scholarships. Chick-fil-A even gives out a scholarship, I'm pretty sure. It doesn't matter if you got to write 2 essays, write those 2 essays. If you get a certain amount of money off your tuition, contact your school, see if they have scholarships to give out. If you don't know how to apply for scholarships as a friend, family member, anything of that nature, just do your best to try to find scholarships. Budget. For example, right, somebody give you $100, just like the example I gave before. That's $65 that goes in your tank. Okay, you don't have a lot left already. That's $35. Budget that $35, that small amount of money. So that means that if that was $100 for the whole month or 2 weeks or whatever the case may be, you can't go out on a fancy dinner with your friends where your meal is $50. Maybe if all your friends go out, I'm gonna have to sit this one out, y'all, or just go and get a drink. I don't know. Don't spend money that you don't have. Set money aside for gas. Set money aside for fun. Set money aside for food. And also, don't forget to have the emergency money. This is my last piece of financial advice. Shopping for college can be a mess. It can be really, really expensive. One of the websites that I know really helps is OCM.com. You can use OCM.com to buy different bundles to decorate your dorm room, male or female. It comes with like the whole package. Some sets come with hangers, a comforter, sheets, all that kind of stuff, decor. There are some cheaper ones that don't come with all those kind of things, but really just really look into the website because it really, really helps. Amazon really, really helps as well. When I tell you they have so much cool stuff on Amazon that's gonna help you. Bring extra storage and bring extra hangers when you're moving in, by the way. This is the part that I really, really want to talk about, the social part of college. 1, don't room with somebody you know. Room with a stranger. There's nothing wrong with creating a new face. What? There's nothing wrong with creating a new bond. Don't room with somebody you know. It always causes problems. And if you are, just make sure that you're on the understanding side. Don't be feeling no way if they want to go hang out with their friends. That's okay. Don't be feeling no way if they make a whole new group of friends and they don't want to spend time. Like, it's okay. We're not subject to just that one person, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna want to explore, get to know different people. Going into college, mentally prepare to have a roommate. You're gonna have to literally live with somebody else for how many, 8 months? That might snore. Pray that they're clean. Pray that they don't stink. I don't know. Honestly, like, living with somebody is not easy. I'm very, very blessed. I didn't have a roommate, but I really did have great suite mates. You really don't expect the things that come with having a roommate. What if your roommate's a party animal, comes in every single night at 3 a.m. being extremely loud and you're just trying to sleep because you got a test the next day? Or what if you are the party animal and you feel like your roommate is boring and always trying to study and you trying to get turned up in the dorm? Like, find a friend that can do hair. Now, there are some friends that will give you a discount. There's some friends that won't give you a discount, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because honestly, if I'm about to sit and do your hair for 8 hours, you better give me some. My main reasoning for this is having a little bit more availability. If you got a little something to do tomorrow, they can maybe squeeze you in their schedule. When there's a comfortable environment when somebody's doing your hair, it goes by so much quicker. When you can sit and you can talk and you can chit chat, you can be like, oh, you halfway done already? We just started. I can tell you to pick the right friends, and you probably won't, and you'll probably realize that midway through the semester, and then you're probably not gonna have those friends anymore. That did not happen with me, thank God, but I know it's happened to a lot of people. You're gonna have to learn. That's the thing. Like, you're gonna live and you're gonna learn. You're gonna have good friends. You're gonna have people who you thought were good friends that aren't good friends. You're gonna make lifelong friends. You're gonna make seasonal friends. You learn from past friendships that help you pick up on red flags for your next friendship. So little things that you peeped about that last friendship and it didn't work. If this one is going in the same direction, you might want to go ahead and cut that short, because you already know how it happened last time. Really, really watch who you confide in as well, because these people will tell your business. I think that's a little bit easier said than done, and I say that because when you're living with these people and you're around them so often, it feels like you've known them for longer than you have. Like, you've only known them for 3 months. You really don't know the kind of person that they are for real. Pay attention to everybody who comes to you telling everybody else's business. What makes you think that they're not telling your business if they could tell it? You know what I'm saying? You got to think about that kind of stuff. This person that you met last week is not your bestie, not your for lifer. You just met them. You don't know them. Now, over time, I'm not saying that they can't be your bestie. I'm just saying when you meet somebody after first month, that's not your bestie. That's not your best friend. That's not your for lifer. And that's not your confidant. Stay true to yourself. If you're not down to do some stuff, don't do it. Don't let people push you into doing stuff that you really don't want to do. There are going to be so many different opportunities. And if you're just not down with it, just turn the other way. I don't know. For the people that are down with it, hey, don't be subject to one friend group. Be friends with multiple different people, because this is what I've seen happen. When you're subject to one friend group, something happens in that friend group. The friend group falls apart. Then you have nobody else. If you are going to be in a friend group, make sure you have other people, not necessarily just to fall back on, but there's so many other relationships that you should build other than just 4 people in a little friend group. You get what I'm saying? Like, get to know so many different people, so many different personalities. Like, it's actually really, really fun. Also, I recommend having friends with the same goal as you, not necessarily like wants the same job as you or the same career choice, but maybe the same work ethic. Not to say that you shouldn't have friends that don't. I mean, I literally have a friend who never went to class. It's one of my good friends. I'm gonna go hang out with her next week. I'm saying that not to say don't have friends, but also have some friends that keep you grounded. I know you want to go to that party, but girl, we got a test tomorrow. You want to be an RN? Come on, like, we got to pass this exam. You want to be a physical therapist, but what muscle is moving? What muscle is moving? You don't even know. you need to study? What muscle are you using to get up and walk out the door to go to the party? You don't know. Just get out there. Go join that club. Go to different events, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable. I'm serious. There are some situations you're not going to want to join the club because you're nervous. You're not going to want to go to this event because you're scared of what people are going to think. Just do it. What's the worst that can happen? You're only in college for a certain amount of time of your life. The best memories happen in college. Do it. My last little piece of advice, y'all. This is very, 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 very important. Your mental health. I love talking about mental health just because it's so important. Like, your mental health should be a big priority. Even something as small as stress can mess up so much, cause you to become so overwhelmed. Stay close with God. God is gonna help you through all of that. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to preach to y'all. I know you ain't come here for no sermon. Staying close with God, reading the Bible, even reading a little 15-minute devotional before you go to class, it's gonna stick and it's gonna help you throughout your day. It's so important to start your day off with God. The Bible app has little devotionals on there. Honestly, sometimes take time to yourself. And I know that seems probably hard, especially in college. You're gonna have a roommate, all that kind of stuff. At least try to find some time. Or if your roommate is not there, just maintaining that relationship with God is gonna really, really help you. That also ties into your mental health. That's really, really gonna help you. I could not have made it without God. Bro, there's one class, y'all, I got a B in the class. I don't know how I passed it. Anyways, enough preaching. I know. That is all for this video. I really, really hope you guys enjoyed. I really, really hope you took something from it. I hope this video can help you. This is going to be a very interesting series. Like and comment and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see you guys in my next video.